Perhaps you remember a book called The Primal Scream. It described primal therapy, which was designed to help people cry and wail to release deep pain from long ago. A lot of people considered the therapy to be crackpot, but maybe it's not. I'm Donna Andersen, author of lovefraud.com, and today I'm going to talk about sociopaths, pain, and the primal scream, or similar methods of emotional release. Okay, let's get started. I remember the book called The Primal Scream being all the rage when it was published in 1970, even though at the time I had just started high school. Everyone was talking about the book. The author was Arthur Janov, and the therapy he developed was called primal therapy. For me, that was the end of it. I never read the book. I never heard anything more about Arthur Janov. I hadn't thought about Primal Scream or primal therapy in more than 40 years, until a Love Fraud reader brought it up. The reader sent me a link to an article on Arthur Janov's blog. He died in 2017 at the age of 93. The article was entitled Why We Need Safety, and it was published on June 30th, 2014. In the article, Janov explained how amoeba placed in water contaminated with ink will absorb the dirty water. Then, when the amoeba are placed in clean water, they discharge the black ink. They are in a place where they can purify themselves, so they do. So, what is the correlation with people? Janov said that people need a welcoming environment to get rid of all the pain inside, but he believed conventional therapy may not always provide it. He wrote that a welcoming environment was exactly what was missing in psychotherapy. First, the concept that the tears inside must be experienced, and second, an environment where those tears can be let out in full force. Janov said, psychotherapy that evades and avoids emotions makes the patient sicker. Tears must emanate from felt pain, he said, not as an intellectual exercise and not as directed by a well-meaning counselor, but tears that arrive automatically when the actual early memory is evoked. Janov's basic premise was that early traumas felt as a fetus in the womb or as a small child get trapped in the body. Releasing the early traumas allowed a person to heal. So, Janov developed primal therapy. He explained that painful things happen to nearly all of us early in life and get imprinted in our systems. Then we carry the memories forward, making our lives miserable. He said the painful experience caused depression, phobias, panic and anxiety attacks, and a whole host of symptoms that add to the misery. Primal therapy was a way to access those early emotional memories, dredge them up from the unconscious, allow people to re-experiencing them in the present, and integrate them and no longer be driven by the unconscious. Now, plenty of people don't like Arthur Janov's primal therapy. In fact, according to Wikipedia, primal therapy is listed in one book called Crazy Therapies and another book called Insane Therapy. But I do think there is validity to Janov's key point, and this is it. Emotional pain from prior experiences can get stuck within us, causing us psychological and emotional problems and even physical illness. This is not limited to the experiences in the womb or early childhood. Any painful experience that we don't deal with gets stuck within us. In addition to this, there's evidence that emotional pain from prior experiences makes us susceptible to sociopaths. This can happen in a multitude of ways. Perhaps our parents were abusive, neglectful, or simply too busy to provide us with the attention and love that we needed. Perhaps we were abused or humiliated by siblings or other family members. Perhaps we were betrayed by romantic partners that we encountered before the sociopath. All of these situations create vulnerabilities. Sociopaths sense vulnerabilities. They identify our vulnerabilities and then use them to hook us. And you all know what happens after that. The pain we experience because of sociopaths, which includes betrayal, disappointment, grief, this pain is profound. It sears us to the center of our souls. And then it stays there, creating emotional havoc until we release it. So here's where I agree with some of Janov's ideas. I believe that in order to really purge the pain that is deep within us, we need to let it rip, crying, wailing, stomping our feet. My personal favorite for releasing my pent-up anger after my marriage to the sociopath was envisioning my ex-husband's face on a pillow and beating it until I collapsed. Now, this is not pretty, and it's unlikely that you'll be able to do it in front of your friends or family because they will want you to stop. In fact, many therapists may not be comfortable witnessing your expression of pain. So, do it alone. When you don't have to worry about holding yourself together for someone else's benefit, you can cry really hard, and that's when you experience release. As you do this, you may suddenly feel a direct emotional connection between the pain caused by the sociopath and memories of an earlier pain. This is good. This means that you're accessing the root of the problem, those betrayals and disappointments from the deep past that are still stuck within you. There's another way to achieve similar results. All of those early wounds create energetic disturbances. I've found that it's possible to move those energetic disturbances through a mindfulness approach. What that means is that you bring the disturbing memory to mind and allow yourself to feel the emotional energy attached to it. You don't try to squash it. Instead, you acknowledge the emotion without judgment. I found that by focusing on the feeling, the emotion, and allowing it to be present, the emotional energy starts to move. And then it slowly dissipates. It's gone, and you feel lighter. This is what I do in my deep emotional release sessions, and it works immediately. So, is this related to Janov's Primal Scream? I don't know. But I believe that by releasing all the pain, both the pain created by the sociopath and the earlier pain, you will open yourself up for a really deep and profound healing. I know that that's what I experienced, and I've seen other people experience it as well. So, if you need assistance in your recovery, you'll find it at Lovefraud. We have thousands of articles, including many people telling their personal stories. You are certainly not alone in your experience. We have webinars by therapists and other experts to help you escape and recover. And I am always happy to work with you one-on-one. I can give you practical advice and help you to release your pain. Just go to lovefraud.com Talk to Donna. Even after the sociopath, full recovery is possible. Love Fraud is here to help you.